What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to episode number 3 of the Bali tapes. Today it's 5:50. I've been up for about 20 minutes, made some coffee, and today is supposed to be a running day. However, I'm not sure if you can hear behind me, but the rain is absolutely teeming it down. I'm just seeing lightning, which means thunder's going to come any minute now. But that's Bali. You know, you can wake up and it can be a monsoon, and then within 20 minutes it can be 30 degrees, bright blue skies. So nonetheless, I have my head that I'm going to do a run, so I am going to try and get a run in no matter what.
Firstly, massive thank you to everyone that's liked, commented, shared, subscribed on the last video about the food that I was eating. It's always one of the biggest videos when it's like a typical day of eating, so I do appreciate that. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. So at the beginning of the year, I set myself a 90-day challenge, and I'll be going through what those goals, those challenges are throughout this video. I'm going to talk about the sort of non-negotiables from training to nutrition to mindset and all the things in between that I'm basically doing to make sure I stay on track to get towards this 90-day goal. Because I'm a huge fan of setting goals, but then setting daily non-negotiables that are going to get you closer towards them goals. So guys, today's video is going to be a little bit about that. I'm a massive believer that you should have a 90-day goal. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to take some inspiration from mine, apply it to yourself. But now I'm gonna get a banana, get my coffee, get my running. See you soon. All right, so we gave it an hour for the rain to stop, and it is not stopping. So anyway, we're gonna go get it anyway. No t-shirt on, there's absolutely no point because it's gonna get wet through. Trainers gonna get wet through. However, it is very cool and it's not warm, which is always a good sign first thing in the morning running here, because normally it's like 28 degrees at like 6:30 in the morning, which is super hot. So anyway, I'm going to take you along. We're going to get a run. I'm probably not going to have the Osmo out too much because I don't even think it's waterproof, but nonetheless, the work has to be done. Come rain, come shine, come sleet, come snow, thunderstorms, lightning. We're going to get it done. So I'm going to drive down there now. I think we're going to do 8 to 10K, something along those lines, and then it's breakfast. All right, guys, the Osmo is staying well and truly in the bike. It is slamming it down out here. Very much raining, but it is what it is. Like I say, no t-shirt on. There's absolutely no point. It's just gonna get wet through. 8 to 10K, we're gonna get it in, then we're gonna get some breakfast. Again, I won't be taking you around, but there's gonna be loads more training, loads more nutrition, and lots of other things on this video, guys. So hopefully you enjoy it. Always like, share, comment, drop a subscribe. Let's get to it. Part of the 90-day challenge for me is a big section on training, and that is to be intentionally active for at least 60 minutes every day for 90 days. Now, I know there's probably some people that say you need rest days, and I don't disagree. I think rest days are important if you want to grow, if you want to get stronger, recover, obviously. For the next 90 days, the reason I say 60 minutes of intentionally active, for me that's an active recovery, and that could just simply mean setting my watch and getting 60 minutes worth of walking to build up some steps. It's obviously not fatiguing in any way. The heart rate stays fairly low. Out here it's a bit different, it's a bit warmer, but I'm intentionally active every day. And I think it's one of those non-negotiables from a training standpoint that's really gonna see people go from good to great. Because a lot of people will take a day off when they're not motivated, when they're tired, when they're fatigued, and that's fine. But often that can then become the norm, and that happens more often than not. So honestly, if you're looking to really develop this year and you set yourself a 90-day target, 90 days intentionally active, I think it's great. So guys, just finishing off the run now, nearly there. I'll let you know how much I've done in a second. But yeah, the weather's not stopped. My feet are wet through. But you know what? Every cloud, it is very cool. And I'm not overheating at all, so we'll see what the heart rate says. All right, so we're 53 minutes, 10 seconds. Oh my God. Average 519, so pretty happy with that. I think my heart rate got to like 150. Yeah, guys, that is it. Absolutely wet through. Gonna go eat, shower, dry off. Okay, so post 10K run, I never get bored of this breakfast. It is quite possibly the perfect post-workout. So we've got oats, there's about 100 grams of oats in there, 1.5 scoops of protein, so that's about 30 grams of protein, about 100 grams of frozen blueberries, 1 apple. Obviously we've got a nice black Americano hot brew, and pre-workout, intra-workout, post-workout cadence always. This one is the core, So there is 600 milligrams of sodium in there post-sweat. There's a link in the bio, guys, for Cadence. They are definitely the best electrolytes on the market. If you're doing any form of endurance training or performance-based training, this is the one. Anyway, I'm gonna get tucked into this bad boy now.
Firstly, absolutely incredible job going through all these stats. Even these ones at the bottom, you went into so much detail of views and reach and likes and saves and shares and comments. So, I'm super happy with that. So thank you for actually taking the time to go into all that detail. So, we can go through everything today and we can look at kind of where the areas are doing really well and where the areas aren't doing very well. And when we have areas that are doing really well, it's not that we need to stop doing those areas well. It's like we need to do just as much, but we need to then focus on the areas that aren't doing so well. But because this is the first month, we don't really have anything to compare it to, okay? But it's good because the more information we've got on here, the better.
The best conversations,
Yeah.
realistic. In the 30s, I think, really are the ones that are best conversations. Some of them that don't send their age, try and go on the profiles and see if I can work it out a little bit. But sometimes it's a mystery until they book a call.
Yeah.
Because they don't tell you your age.
All right, team. So we have just got off a meeting that is probably the most important meeting of every month. And that is a full sit down with the KPI sheet to go through absolutely everything. Now, I know most people watch this channel for training and nutrition, but I'm going to go through a little bit of business just now. And just to let you know what we are doing, that I think most coaches, 99% of coaches aren't doing, but they should be doing. So if you're a coach and you're watching this and you're looking to scale and build a big business or bigger business, you should do what we're doing now. Let me show you. I won't go into it too much, but basically every month we track everything from the sales calls, the calls booked, calls converted, the way they've paid, different ages, the outreach. So who's reached out to us, inbound DMs, everyone that's filled in a type form. Again, here we've got who filled them in, who's followed up with calls, who have we booked, emails, polls. So out of everybody that has kind of been on one of our polls, where did that kind of go? Did we create conversations or not? People, all the clients that have basically recommitted, the ones that didn't, everything from top performing reels, the date, plays on IG, plays on Facebook, reach, likes, everything, top 3 carousels, top 3 stories. And the reason we do that is because data is king. And without the data, we don't know what we need to change. We don't know what we need to improve. We don't want to know what we need to keep the same. So guys, if you are running a business, you're looking to scale, you're looking to build it. Again, I know this is a channel where people want to see more training and nutrition. That's kind of the extent that we're doing. We do that every single month. And what we will use is the data from January and then compare it to February. So we know that the outreach needs to be better. We know that the polls need to be better. We know that the majority of people that are signing up with us are between the age of 30 and 40. These are all different things that we're monitoring, and we know what we need to improve in February in order to make those numbers and those percentages just that little bit better. So hopefully you find that insightful. I am done. I'm done with calls. Lee has just arrived. Claudia has just arrived. And my godson, Franco, has arrived. So I'm going to go see them now. We're going to eat tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to get a big feed and a big session. And I'll take you around and I'll go through my other non-negotiables that I set myself in my 90-day challenge, all to do with nutrition, the podcast I'm listening to, and everything that you need to do to build the body and the dream body that you want. All right, guys, we are taking these bad boys for a ride today. These are the new RAD V2, the white and lime colorway. Absolutely beautiful. There's a link in my bio or at the bottom to get your hands on a pair. I think these are sold out. They've got plenty more colorways. Get your hands on some. Good morning, YouTube. Sorry, I'm shouting because the gym is so loud. And as you know, we're not allowed to film in there. Today's workout, like I said earlier in the video, talked about training for a minimum of 60 minutes every day for the next 90 days. Today was a strength session which lasted 60 minutes, then we did a conditioning session at the end. Put it up on the screen so you know exactly what it is. I like to mix strength, hypertrophy, and conditioning, hybrid, whatever you want to call it, because I want to be fit, I want to be strong, I also want to look good, so for me that's the best type of training. So that was a good sweat. We're going to eat now, but yeah, that's a pretty much standard day or standard Friday for me. So full upper body, a lot of strength work, then some more bodybuilding work, and then that conditioning at the end, which was 30, 20, 10 wall balls, dumbbell push-ups and dumbbell snatch. Rest a minute, and then the next round it's 30, 20, 10, but in a different order. Rest a minute, another 30, 20, 10. So yeah, big sweat. Guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to speak a little bit later about the other non-negotiables, around food, around the podcast, about tracking my weight and things like that. So yeah, and another thing, guys, even though we're away, even though we're traveling, we're not tracking all of our food, we're not weighing all of our food. We're still staying in fairly good shape. I think the body holding up fairly well, still super lean, still strong, still running really good splits. So you can have it all. I don't think traveling should be an excuse not to stay on top of things. So hopefully you learn a little bit from this video of how we're doing it and you can apply yourself. All right, guys, we are just getting ready for dinner, and I said I was going to talk about the other non-negotiable that I basically set myself for in 90 days, and it is around nutrition. Now, given I am traveling, it is going to be impossible for me to weigh everything, to track everything to the letter. However, I truly believe, like training, where there is a will, there is a way, and I want to stay on top of my nutrition, I want to stay in shape as I travel. So I've basically set 2 non-negotiables that I need to do every single day for the next 90 days. And I can guarantee you, if I do just these 2 things, I will stay in really good shape, not just for 90 days, but year round if I apply the same thing. So the first one is 85% of the food that I consume should be what I class as a single ingredient, nutrient dense food. So a steak is a steak, a potato is a potato, a chicken breast is a chicken breast, and as long as 85% of my diet consists of that, then I am good to go. That means the other 15% can be what the hell I want. If I want alcohol, I can have some alcohol. If I want a piece of cake, I can have some cake. If I want a slice of pizza, I can have a slice of pizza without feeling guilty or without feeling like I'm restricting things. So that is, in my opinion, the best way to stay on track of your nutrition when you travel. 85% of what you eat should be single ingredient, nutrient dense food. It's very easy to track as well if that's what you want to do, and I'm loosely doing that. So that is the first one. The second one is I have to make sure that I have at least 200 grams of protein per day every day. Now I've been hitting that target for the past 10 years, so I don't find it too difficult, but I know some people do. A good way of doing that is just making sure you have protein with every single meal, that is breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. And I can guarantee you, if you hit 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal, you will hit your target for the day. Protein's obviously there for building muscle, repair, recovery. It is the most important macronutrient, and that is the only one really that I spend a good amount of time trying to hit. Carbs, great if I can, fat's great if I can, but at the end of the day, the most important one is going to be my protein, especially if we want to build and retain muscle with the amount of intense training I'm doing. So guys, honestly, just those 2 habits that I follow every single day for 90 days, 85% single ingredient, nutrient dense whole foods, and making sure I have at least 200 grams of protein per day every day, they are going to be the difference between me either being in good shape or great shape. And we're obviously here to get in great shape. Nobody wants to just be in good shape. Well, some people do, but I don't, obviously. I want to be in the best shape I can. I want to be able to do it year round. And for me, doing those 2 things is going to help with that. So as far as nutrition goes, they're just the 2 non-negotiables that I set myself every day. I understand they might be difficult for some people. For some, it might just be 85% single ingredient nutrient dense food. For other people, it might just be protein. For other people, it might just be having 3 square meals. For others, it might be no takeaways. But you want to set something that you can achieve, that you can do, but also going to push you at the same time. So with that said, I'm going to finish getting ready, and then we are going to go out for dinner, and hopefully there's about 8 or 10 of us going. I can show you a little bit about what we're all eating. It's a fish place, so expect lots of fish. So one of the things I love about Bali is you can go out and wear a vest, you can wear some baggy pants and some flip-flops to a nice restaurant, and you can fit right in.
Does that fit your macros?
Hey, you're on camera now. And yes, it fucking does. Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday. It is 6:15, and we are meeting the boys for a morning run. So we've tried to do this maybe the fourth time, and every time we've woken up on a Sunday morning, it's been absolutely pelting it down with rain, which usually happens in Bali. So anyway, today we're going to a place called Nusa Dua, which is south of the island. And the reason we're going there is it's where all the hotels are, where the beach is, and it's where straight roads are. So there's actually pavement. Whereas if you've ever been running in Bali, you'll realize that it's almost impossible to run. It's like that, and it's literally like that. And there's bikes everywhere. So anyway, today we're gonna do, I think, 15 to 17K with the boys. You'll meet them in a minute. But we're meeting at BGS, which is probably one of the best coffee spots on the island first. It's where all the surfers opens at 6:30. All the surfers, all the really cool kids, not us, come here, get their coffee, get their croissant, then they hit surfing. We're gonna get coffee, we're gonna get a cookie, and then we're gonna go hit the run. So I'll take you along for that. You'll be able to meet the boys. We've got John, Sander, Merrick, Seb, and a couple other people. And that's how we're gonna start Sunday morning. For me, it's day 32 of day 90 with my 90-day challenge. We've gone through the 2 non-negotiables so far, training, nutrition. We've got another couple more. We'll go through those later. Look at that. Mate, that looks like something out of Miami. There he is.
You good, mate? I can't wait. This is one of the best coffee shops.
And cappuccino almond.
I think cappuccino is so cute.
What is going on, YouTube? So this is the day after the run. Now yesterday we did the 15 kilometers in the heat, and as fun as it was, I was absolutely shattered. So today, picking up the camera, closing out this episode with the final non-negotiable, which we'll go through in a second. But before we do, I'm just going to show you what I'm eating post upper body building session today and an incline walk, trying to get my steps in. So we've got chicken breast, got some carrots, egg white omelette, spinach, and we've got the good old Tommy K, which I'm enjoying at the minute. Don't usually eat it back at home, but that is what we're on. So the last non-negotiable that I've set myself, apart from training, apart from nutrition, is to listen to at least 30 minutes of a podcast every day on either body or business. I'm a huge believer that you should always be educating yourself and taking inspiration and stuff from other people. So that is one of the other non-negotiables. Is that going to develop my body, my performance? Probably not directly like training and nutrition does. However, I'm learning a lot. I'm seeing what other people are doing. I'm taking inspiration from that. And I'm applying that to my own training. I'm applying that to my own nutrition. So every day for 30 minutes for the next 90 days, I listen to either a podcast, which is on body or business. The ones that I'm enjoying at the minute is Sweat Equity, which is mostly YouTube, but I do that on podcast as well. Founders is pretty good. Obviously, Nick Bear's great, Diary CEO is awesome, Chris Williamson, Modern Wisdom, and there's a new one that I will post below because I cannot remember what it's called to save my life, but it is by the guy that founded Iconic, and they do all the really cool like murals of good sayings and quotes and things like that. So training every day or intentional activity for 90 days, making sure I'm hitting my protein, making sure I am controlling my calories and eating good whole foods, listening to 30 minutes of a podcast or a YouTube video on business and body every day for 90 days, and I'm cutting out alcohol for at least 30. So that is it. So if you want to build the best body, the best mind, you have to do those things. Non-negotiables, you pick the ones that are going to work for you. Doesn't need to be super hard, but it needs to test you and it needs to improve you. So guys, pick them. Hope you enjoyed that episode. I will come back with more. Let me know if you want to see anything below, whether that's training, whether that's nutrition, whether that's more life in Bali. But that is building the body that you want. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment. See you in the next video. Cheers.